guys, welcome back to World of Boston. I am super excited. Today we are back in Thailand, except contrary to a lot of what we've done in previous videos with places like Boon Noon and other more street food level restaurants, today I've intentionally selected a different Thai food experience. We are right outside of Thonglor, otherwise known and pronounced as Thonglor, in the highly residential neighborhood of Brighton, Massachusetts in the greater Boston area. And I'm really excited because I don't have a ton of exposure to Thai food from all sorts of different regions. Here, it specializes more in kind of that Bangkok, capital of Thailand food, which is a little bit more southern. I'm really excited to go in and check out some of the dishes. So let's do it. Fun fact about this, I looked up some info on the internet, a word study per se. The origin of the word Thonglor is actually molten gold. It is named after a really chic, hip neighborhood in Bangkok, Thailand, which is the capital of Thailand. Some might even call it one of the hippest neighborhoods in Asia, apparently. That's the namesake of this restaurant. This place is hoppin', super awesome vibes. People are really nice, super chill. Taylor Swift is playing in the background. Right next door, there's a place I think that opened up even more recently. They seem like they do the other end, kind of that street food focus. I might head over right after just because of massive FOMO. And so I think I'm just gonna focus on the things that are a little bit classier here. All right, this is the Crying Tiger seared to what looks like perfection. Love the little addition of greenery on top. I love how Asians just slice your steak for you. It's so much easier because my one-handed madness is so ridiculous. Dip this in here, spiced herbal dip here. I haven't had beef in a while. I love all the tendon that's more chewy here, and then you've got that really juicy tenderloin in the middle. It's a very clean, hearty, tender cut. If you just want a good steak, this is where you can go. I think the sauce, vinegar, fish sauce, a little bit of sugar, chili goes straight down to your throat. It's not overwhelming. You can really self-select for the flavor balance depending on how much you dip this meat into the sauce. I just kind of want to dip the sticky rice in the sauce. It's piping hot. Oh my gosh. Woo-hoo. I almost like that better. It's so good. The sticky rice is a perfect sponge for absorbing all of that pungent flavor. If you're just hungry for rice, you can just give the meat to like someone who really likes large amounts of animal and then just eat the rice with the sauce. Is amazing. It's a really good snack. I have a feeling that maybe smart people that are smarter than me would put a piece of steak on top of this and then put a little bit of rice in this and then go crazy because I'm a big vegetable woman. What an animal. That makes me happy. I'm really happy about the fact that it comes with all the seafood. Some shrimp, we've got some calamari, I think. All right, I'm just gonna go in for the soup first. That's good. That is very, very flavorful. There's a little bit of that deep nutty curry flavor. I actually really enjoy that there's still like a creaminess to it. It's not just slap you in the face, salty, spicy, vinegary flavor. I really want to try a shrimp. Yeah, it's just really fresh seafood. Look at how much tomato this is. I'm a big fan of juicy, ripe, fruity tomatoes. I've learned in my long recent history of vlogging that I really like the main things, but I also really like vegetables. And every once in a while when I find a really attractive carrot or a really attractive tomato, I start obsessing over it and getting distracted by that. And that's happening right now. This is a very good tomato. That's a really good tomato. Last move. This is what you're supposed to do when you're an Asian and you are obsessed with rice and not noodles like me. Dippity-doo-dah, dippity-day. My oh my, some really flavorful rice. That's some good rice. That's just normal rice. They're really good soup that make that rice taste so good. This is why they bring rice out. They're so smart. I haven't had much tom yum in my life, and I usually don't really like tom yum. It's usually too fishy and too aggressively vinegary. This is so approachable. It's like this sexy, cute tom yum that everybody like is friends with, and everyone's afraid to date because it's just too perfect and like approachable. Recommend. Now we're gonna head over to the neighboring restaurant and maybe check out an item or so there. I'll see you there. Now we're inside of the twinsy sister restaurant, Senyai. This is a more ground level experience. There's more hearty carbs and noodle selections, which is my jam. I was just talking about how my 3 favorite comfort foods in the world that I've ever tried, 2 out of 3 of them are noodle related things. Noodle soups, noodle stir fries, wide noodles, thin noodles, slender noodles, barely perceptible noodles. Totally my bias. We gotta control ourselves today. We already had dinner, so we're just here for dessert. I'm gonna call this dessert part 1. It's a little bit unconventional. It's actually a spicy pork rib soup, which is very sweet. And I got those wide rice noodles because they are so flirtatiously slurpable. Look, this is my favorite dessert. Wow, it's a big one. I haven't really had a ton of pork. I've been more into the lamb and the beef game recently, but this might change my mind. We're probably gonna need this, but beforehand, just gonna use the good old-fashioned chopsticks and just get a big old fat hunk of this. Look at this. I just really like bones. That is mustardy and pickly. Gosh, that's so good. This pork tastes like the best, most savory, knuckly, fatty, bony rib like my mom cooks at home with like no additives because it's so purely amazing by itself. This broth is out of this world, spicy, vinegary, and very sharp. And the dynamic between these 2 elements when they dance together is pretty insane. Compliment to this pork. You don't need any of the soup for this pork to taste good, but the reason why this pork tastes good is because it's been in the soup. Knuckles just make everything better. Okay, we're just gonna put the noodles in before they become non-noodly. Gonna go straight in. In you go, little dude. This is like almost like a rice noodle. This is so slippery. I'm feeling really good about this slurpability. Reminds me of like Cantonese breakfast. I like how spongy it is. The slurpy, thin, gelatinous kind of texture reminds me of like Cantonese breakfast. This dessert is like a breakfast. Isn't that amazing? It's all of my favorite things. Hotness, slurpiness, flavor, and bones.
A few minutes later.
Can you see how much damage has been done? All of the bones have been excavated, but it's basically all just floating, leftover carnage from pure happiness and joy. I can barely taste my mouth. I've eaten so many of the Thai chilies. I've inhaled every single bite. I haven't spoken a word to anybody. I don't remember what time it is. I've really enjoyed this. Still kind of shocked. This is my life right now. Oh my gosh, this looks so vibrant. You can't tell from this angle, but this is my hand. And it's like 2 of my hands. This reminds me of a halo halo, which has those vibrant textures and elements. I can't wait to just unearth what's going on underneath all of this lusciousness. Wow, that smells really fresh and juicy. Okay. I think maybe this is like a stir situation. Do a little bit more of a shuffle. Wake it up, wake it up. It's Monday morning, it's time to get up. It's a long week ahead, y'all. Let's go. That's good. That's like a popsicle with cream. It's very satisfying, very crunchy, very icy. I love that there are beans. I love that there are fresh fruit slivers, grass jelly. But be warned, this is a little bit sweeter than your typical Asian dessert. If you're not big on sugar, maybe drink more water. But when I've just completely like doused my insides with like spicy vinegary bone soup. This is a very refreshing after party for my taste buds. Highly recommend. We have reached the end of our food video and paradise in this part of Thailand. This was a mind-blowing couple of restaurants. The first, a little bit more upscale-y, a little bit more trendy and vibey. The second, a little bit more street level, satisfying, slurpy. It really brought me back to one of my favorite experiences of Chinese cuisine. And let me say that I did not expect a Thailand food adventure to remind me of home. I loved my experience at Thonglor. I would not trade that in for anything, but I think that personally my sweet spot was Senyai. I think it's top 3 for me at the moment in the Boston area. Highly recommend you guys come and check out this place. I feel like the post-pandemic food scene in Boston has kind of exploded. Literally past couple years, this happened. And I'm really excited for more of this to happen, to find more unexpected flavors of home in Boston. And I can't wait to see what else the city has to offer. But until then, thanks and bye.